Hi YouTube, happy May 6th. It's Lindy here, and this spiky little ball of love, this one right here, his name is Mr. Smooth, and the reason he's in my video with me today is exactly 1 year ago today, on May 6th, 2015, I was taking a walk and I saw some people selling animals on the side of the road, and this guy was in a cage, looking very sad, looking very stressed out, just kind of like, oh my God, what just happened? What just happened? And I felt so sorry for him, so I asked them how much he was, and they said 40 kwai, and that's about $6 and change. So I gave him the money and I brought him home with me. I had no clue what to do with a hedgehog, so I went online. There was a Facebook group for Hedgehog 411, and I posted pictures and I said, help, I just bought this little guy off the side of the road. What do I do with him? And they told me that hedgehogs eat cat food, but they couldn't tell me a whole lot about them because I guess with hedgehogs, unless you've had them since they're babies, you can't tell how old they are. Like with dogs, you can look at their teeth. They're not like this, so I know he's at least 1 year old because I've had him for a year. But I have no idea aside from the 1 year and how many months, or could he be possibly 2 or 3 years old? I don't know. They also said the hedgehogs that are kept as pets in the United States are African pygmies, and they said they could tell by looking at his face and looking at his feet that he's not an African pygmy, and that their guess was he was a Hughes hedgehog, and that makes sense because the Hughes hedgehog is native to the Shaanxi province of China, and that's currently where I am, so I guess he's a little special. Oops, squirmy. Squirmy. They told me that he needs about 4 square feet of room to be happy, so until I could come up with something to house him in, he just kind of lived in my shower for 2 days. But I got some plastic storage tubs from the local supermarket and some PVC piping, and I cut a hole for the PVC piping and I just kind of jammed it in there and sealed it up with duct tape. So he has a 2-bedroom, I guess you'd call it, home. But with that, I learned that if the animal's head can fit through, the rest of the animal can fit through, because the PVC pipe had an offshoot, and that was so you could connect it onto something else. And I woke up the morning after I put him in the cage, and he was gone. I looked and looked and looked, and I could not find him. I had to go to work, and I came back during lunch, looked and looked and looked, still couldn't find him. And I was thinking, where did he go? My place is not that big, and I don't have a ton of furniture or places where he could hide under, but he had just vanished. So I set a trap later that night when I was finished with work. I put some cat food in the middle of the floor, because they do eat cat food, and I surrounded that with plastic bags. So I would go and wait in the other room, and then I heard the bags crumple when he walked across it to get the food, and I found him. I proceeded to put some more duct tape over the offshoot of the pipe, and we haven't had any problems since then. But yeah, I was saying for the bait I used cat food because hedgehogs eat cat food, and I was kind of surprised about that. But yeah, that's what they eat, and they also need chitin in their diets, and chitin is found in the exoskeletons of insects. So you can go to the pet store and get some cockroaches or some mealyworms or some grasshoppers. They said to not use bugs you catch outside because you don't know if they were hopping through insecticide or anything bad that could hurt your pet if they ate it. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting point. A lot of people think that hedgehogs are rodents, which they're not. They're insectivores. Rodents' teeth keep growing for the duration of their life, and you need to provide something for them to chew on to wear the teeth down. The teeth the hedgehog has, they're going to have until they die. So no, they are not rodents. They are insectivores. Aside from bugs and cat food, I learned that you can also feed them non-citrus fruits as treats. So if you wanted to give them apples, or if you wanted to give them cucumbers or carrots, that's fine. He personally doesn't like those. I've tried a whole bunch of different stuff with him, and it just sits in the cage and he doesn't eat it, so that's fine. What he does like to eat is egg yolks. If I make hard-boiled eggs, I eat the white, he eats the yolk. And you can also feed them unseasoned boiled chicken, which I don't think he really likes it. He'll eat it if he has to, so he doesn't really get that often. And I've heard too, you can give them boiled beef, but beef here in China is really expensive. I don't eat beef because it's too expensive, so sorry, buddy. You're not getting that anytime soon. You do have to give them baths just because like they need baths, and they do this thing called self-anointing. And when he first did it, it scared me really, really bad because they get up a ton of spit and they work it into a foam, and then they go like uh, uh, and lick it all over themselves. I woke up one morning and I saw he had a whole bunch of foam around his mouth, and my thought was, oh my god, I bought a rabid animal. And I went on the internet, what do I do? And they said, no, that's a normal behavior. That's self-anointing. Your hedgehog does not have rabies, but you do need to give them a bath every once in a while to wash that off. And with the bath, he kind of hates it, but it's part of life. And while he's in the bath, he swims like, oh my god, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Even though I tell him it's okay, the water's not that deep, he can touch the bottom and he can just pick his head up and have his nose out of the water, and I support him under his tummy, but he still paddles and swims for his life. But his feet are exposed, so then I can trim his nails. If I try to do that when he's not in the bath, I will show you what happens. Yeah, we have a little spike ball, and I can't get to his feet. So he gets a bath and a pedicure about every week and a half to 2 weeks, and he's a little grouchy after that, but that's a part of life. When I first got him, he was a little nervous, and I'm sure that's warranted, being out in the street with all the noise, and then this weird girl takes you home, and a whole change of environment, and new smells. I understand. He did bite me a few times, and it did draw blood. It left a bruise. It's funny, though, because he does not speak English. When he bit me the first time, I was talking to a friend on Skype, and he decided to latch onto my finger, and I was yelling at him to stop, to let go, that it was hurting, and he didn't, and I thought, oh, I'll try saying it in Chinese, so I said, boo yow yow, and he let go right away, and I'm like, oh, you don't speak English, you speak Chinese. Okay, so if I want to tell him that I love him and he's a good hedgehog, we say, hen, how sue, wo I ni, Mr. Smooth. And I think he understands. He's gotten a lot calmer with me. As you can see, he just kind of sits here. When I first got him, I was the human jungle gym. He would climb all over. I think he was looking for cover. But I think now he's pretty used to me and knows I'm not going to hurt him and that he can just sit here and enjoy being petted. Something to get your hedgehog used to you is, even if they are grouchy, even if they ball up and hiss, you're supposed to have them in your lap around you for at least half an hour a day. You can watch TV, you can talk on the phone, you can do whatever it is you do, but just have them around you so that they learn that you're not going to hurt them and that they're your friend. You can try giving him treats, but he's pretty shy. He does not eat in front of me. I have a food bowl for him in his cage, and if I hear him crunching away and I go in there, he'll stop. He'll look up at me, like from the food bowl, like crunch, crunch, crunch. He's shy. He will not eat in front of me. He will not take treats from me. So yeah, every animal is a little different. You can try that. But yeah, we just sat and we watched a lot of movies when I first brought him home to help him get used to me. And I would hold him when I was talking to people on Skype, because then they get used to your voice. And everything now, I think, is pretty good. I'm so happy I've gotten to take care of him for a year. I hope he's young, and I hope he lives for a very long time and we get to spend more time together. I'm very, very happy he's with me, and I hope you can appreciate just how cute he is. Just how cute he is. See his little nose moving? Their eyesight really sucks, but their sense of hearing is amazing. I have 2 additional hedgehogs, and all 3 of them, if I turn on the light in their room or turn it off, I've noticed they jump because they don't like the noise. And their sense of smell is amazing. I don't know if you've been watching, but his little nose does not stop moving. I don't know if you can hear it. Sniff, 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 sniff. But yeah, that's what he does. He's my spiky little ball of love with a wiggly nose. If you're thinking about getting a pet hedgehog, I advise you to not do what I did, and you should do your research, and you should have their home set up for them before you get them, so you don't have to make a temporary home out of the shower, or you don't have to find a place for them, that you have everything set up and you can just put them in there. I think that eases the stress for them quite a bit. You could maybe get one from the Humane Society. I know some Humane Societies will adopt them out, or you could check with a local breeder. Just do your research, and you can have a pet that is as cute as Mr. Smooth and makes you happy as he makes me. Okay, thanks for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.